What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday night because tonight we got some Rocket League action coming at you. Frost Blizzard number 66. Tonight in the cast booth, I'm joined by the one and the only Mr. Q. How are you doing today?
Yo, what it do? I'm excited getting back off of the holiday break. And, I'm excited. This looks like this promises to be a nice kind of start to our little run that I'm expecting should be a banger tonight.
Yeah, it should definitely be. Obviously, first we're going to watch one of these semifinal games, going to be a best of 3. Following that, we will see the winners final best of 5, down to the losers final best of 3, and to the grand final best of 7. But we're already into it, Q. Here we go.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing pickups over on the orange side here and be seeing Chew on Ice on the blue side. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe both of these teams got here by pretty well sweeping out their sets thus far. Now, this is going to be a best of 3 action here, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how this thing plays out. We do know sometimes that the early part of game number 1 is teams trying to feel each other out, but Toxic's only needs 23 seconds, and that's going to be Chew on Ice on the board first.
Yeah, they're going to take that one right on in, weaving it in up into that upper left-hand corner. But it's like you said, both of these teams coming into this one 2-0. And importantly, I mean, we see Chew on Ice beat these guys who are one of the people that show up very often into these tournaments. So a good win, good 2-0s, and both sweeps. So this will be a real
these guys?
for both of them. Yeah, these guys.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Well, yeah, so I'm going to be interested to see if pickups here might be able to come out with a quick response. I mean, we know there is plenty of time left up on the clock. It does feel like early, though. Chew on Ice is doing a good job of putting the pressure on, keeping the ball over on that pickups half of the pitch. Now, does look like pickups trying to put a little bit of pressure here, trying to get a quick pass and a second touch, but you see 3 people stacked up in the net, and that defense trying to see if they can turn this field around.
Yeah, the defense doing a good job, and like you said, still a lot of time for a response from the side of pickups. Importantly, they will have 4 minutes to try and respawn. We've seen some trade-offs, like you said. Usually these first couple minutes used to know your opponent, but Bolty is going to know the back of the net. The feeling is good, and our score is going to be all tied at 1 with a beautiful fake out there. A one-on-one with the defender results in a tie scoreline.
And that was unfortunate there when you looked at the replay back for Chew on Ice. 2 different 50-50s, kind of, just a hair bit. One a little bit late, one a little bit early. And I mean, that's just how Rocket League goes sometimes. But, now we're tied back up. We can see at least right off the rip pickups trying to apply a little bit more pressure over on this half of the pitch. We see Anthony Pizza was trying to gain that control, but Enzo does have other things in mind. And even especially because Toxic gets that second touch off the back wall. But unfortunately, Sauce going to be switching things up.
Yep, Sauce going to send it back the other way. And now Pizza trying to combine with Sauce. That's a good already combination to have on your team. But we'll see how good the teamwork can do as they're put into the defensive sector here. Pizza going to try and bounce it off towards Sauce. Sauce gets it up, and Sauce has an opportunity here. Only one defender back, but Enzo flying out of the corner makes the save.
We are going to be seeing Gamma trying to move this thing up. Quick push up to Toxic. Does get interrupted by, Sauce, but Enzo even still also comes in with the shot, just not able to come in with an actual back of the net. So still tied up here at 1 apiece. I do like seeing this attack that we're seeing right now from pickups, but right now it's also seeing right now that Chew on Ice standing firm on defense. Now it kind of becomes which team, since we've seen this little tug of war starting off right now. We know it's tied, but I feel like, do we see this next goal? Is that the decider? Or do you think, Llama, I got a question for you. Do you think we see these teams start to rack it up in this back half of the game?
I think it's still going to be very close. I think pickups, the offense is looking good right now, but it could be that possibility where they start to rack up some points. And obviously with 2 minutes left, if you start racking up goals, that could possibly run away with the game. No real time to get back. So they're going to try and continue the offense, but it has been a lot of back and forth, a lot of volleyball here, and really shows you why both these teams belong in the semifinal.
Yeah, that almost went up to the right-hand corner. I think Sauce actually almost bumped that into their own goal there. I think kind of got lucky to be just a hair bit behind, but Anthony Pizza gets a touch here. Bolty might be in a spot where they might be able to keep the offensive touches alive here. Quick touch off the corner, but Enzo gonna be clearing things out. Actually, Gamma passes it over to Toxic, but Anthony Pizza doing a great job on defense, passes it over to Bolty, but the back in the fourth, Enzo comes in, tries to switch the field, but Sauce has other things in mind. A quick second touch here, and that's a pass in front of the net, but Toxics with the huge save.
Yep, gets that huge save, but I love what I'm seeing here from Pickups. I mean, you can tell that they are making the most of every trip down to the offensive zone, that even if they can't get a goal, they're bumping enemy players out of the way. They're doing the most of what they can to try and get good, opportune shots on net. But importantly, none of them have gone in here in the past 2 minutes, and we are still at a deadlock with just about 40 seconds left. Overtime is a possibility unless Sauce has something to say about it, and we'll get demoed out of the way.
That was a huge demo. I thought this was gonna be a big shot from Gamma, but Sauce switches things up, playing not only the demo, but comes in with the save here as well. 30 seconds left on this clock here. Gamma gets one touch, tries to knock it down. Bolty with the save, but Toxic's gonna be able to follow it up, and that's going to be taking the lead with 21 seconds with the score of 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, that one hurts. Double bounce there off the ground and then finished off by Toxic. Just runs it on in. 3 of the defenders trying to play that towards the left side. And for Pickups, you now need a goal in the next 20 seconds. Pizza's going to put on the offense. They're going to put everything towards it to see if they can match it. But Toxic trying to play keep away here as time starts to expire. We are now under 10 seconds as Sauce is going to take this one onto their front wheels. Sauce an opportunity, but it is denied there by Enzo. Zero's on the clock, still an opportunity. Bolty here. Oh, it's denied.
Oh, dude, that was so close. I do think, oh man, that's gotta be such a heartbreaker to literally see it on its way. And I don't even know if that was one of those where they jumped to get in position. I think that was one of those right place, right time. It just happened to work out. And, you know, Chew on Ice, though, they were on the board first, and they do end up walking away with the dub here. I feel like Pickups really needs to make sure at the start of the game kind of goes the way that middle 3 minutes went in game number 1 here.
Yeah, they need to make sure that they don't allow that early goal. That's really what set them behind and honestly kind of put them away, being such a close scoring game. But I mean, more than anything, we did see such a good offensive series. Like you're saying, so many good opportunities from this Pickups team. They just need to convert. I mean, we saw, like I was saying, every single trip into that offensive zone was a successful one where they got bumps, they got plays, but they just couldn't find the back of the net other than that one time.
And so we see they're very quick to ready up here. They don't want to take any extra time, going very quickly into game number 2 of our semifinal here. And it is interesting to note that we see at least off the rip. Oh, I was going to say, I thought Chew on Ice was going to take control. Bolty going to knock that off the back wall. Anthony Pizza puts a shot in, but Toxic in the right spot to be able to get a touch. But we see Sauce trying to keep this offensive drive alive, able to rise up, leaves it for Bolty there, and that's going to be a nice, easy alley-oop. And 22 seconds into game number 2, we see Pickups puts up on the board first.
I mean, Sauce does everything there. You can't see it on the screen, but Sauce lobs up that pass and then drives right into the defender, taking them out of the conversation. And now the conversation will be all on Pickups. An early goal towards them. Sauce doing such a good job already. We talked about how crucial those bumps can be. Just showing how good their teamwork can be also. So they're going to be up 1 here. Got to be careful, though, as the shot's going to rain down once again towards their net. Sauce going to get a double save, though. So hopefully try and get it out here, but in a dangerous position for them. So it'll bounce back to midfield.
It is worth noting, in case we have anybody who might not have been around at the start of the broadcast or hasn't been through before as far as semifinals, it's best of 3. So Pickups right now has their backs up against the wall. They do have the lead right now, but they have to make sure not to let the foot off the gas. Otherwise, it could be Chew on Ice looking to try and end things very early here. You do see Gamma is going to try and switch the field, but Sauce has different things in mind. Toxic, though, gets that second touch, but you just see the volley, that back and forth, kind of very similar to what we saw in the middle of game number 1. Makes me wonder if we see Chew on Ice find a way to put a ball in the back of the net.
That would be interesting. And importantly, I mean, the crowd is in the favor of Chew on Ice, but this one is going to be favor in the sauce here. 2 goals now from the side of Pickups, and it is a beautiful touch off of the defender.
And remind me, wasn't it Bolty who scored off of the assist from Sauce that time around? Just happens to be the opposite way, and that's what you love to see when the teamwork makes the dream work. We do see Toxics very quickly trying to push things into the offensive here off the draw. However, Sauce trying to just continue to keep that momentum on their side here, but you know, we see Enzo going up to the air. I really like seeing not only just the offense we've been seeing from Pickups, but when we do see Chew on Ice go into the zone here onto Pickups, they're able to very quickly turn things around and regain that control.
Yeah, they're really good at getting the ball back, getting that possession back. And like I was saying, for that goal, 67% of Twitch chat predicting Chew on Ice will take this win. So definitely have the crowd favorite behind them, and they have a series lead importantly right now. Like you mentioned, best of 3, so even if Pickups does win this one, they will have to win another one, go to that final game 3, but they are looking so good in this one. 2-0 right now is, like you said, just keeping the possession, making sure they are not allowing for anything dangerous, and Pizza once again gonna drive it right back through midfield. A teammate waiting, Sauce with the bump once again, they combine.
That was so beautiful, and once again, Sauce doing the dirty work. Even though the goal is going to be credited to Anthony Pizza, you saw Sauce just staying ahead above the chase and almost just really just clearing the way for it to just be able to dribble its way on in. That's a 3-goal lead here in game number 2. The response we are hoping to see from Pickups.
Yeah, a big response here. Like you said, just pouring the marinara sauce over their windshield so they can't see anything, bumping them out of the way. It is huge so far. Still 2 minutes left, though. Like you said, you cannot go on cruise control here. Oh, a crossbar from Gamma, and that's what could happen. But Pizza going to send it the other way, and it's going to be Gamma trying to defend. Bolty once again is going to strike, and it is 4-0.
Just absolutely feasting right now, and you can just see working together. Gamma, I mean, really almost really helped set them up there. I think that would have otherwise bounced just outside right of the post, but it's now a 4-goal lead. And right now, if you're Chew on Ice, yes, you do have a game lead. That's the good news for you, but you need to start building that momentum back, and not only just building your momentum, but taking that wind out of the sails that is for sure going on in the Discord right now, I'm sure, for the comms for Pickups right now.
Yeah, they definitely got wind in their sails. They are moving across the field here. 4-0, a shutout at the moment, but Enzo has a nice 50-50 there in the air to at least get a touch, but it's like you mentioned, the possession really seems to be heavily, oh man, they have been robbed on a couple of shots today, just a little bit off target. You hate to see it, a crossbar and a post, and you know, immediately it just gives possession towards this Pickups team, and once again, they're going to be driving into the offensive sector.
I mean, but hear me out, though. Over the course of a series, you're going to get some balls that roll your way, some that you don't. Getting all the balls that don't roll your way out in game number 2, maybe a little bit of a strategy. Not saying it's a men's strategy, but, you know, could be something that, statistically speaking, may be working out in their favor. As far as what's not working out in their favor right now, the scoreboard, and if Pickups can keep things going right now, they would just be feeling so, like, in control heading into that third and decisive game.
Yeah, they need probably
my
one
goodness.
Goal is going to be on them this time. Sauce once again. I believe a hat trick for Sauce there as, wow, what a game 2 here for Sauce and company. I mean, Sauce and Bolty combining for so many goals here, and that's going to make it 5. Really just an impossible mountain to climb now. Really, you just want to get yourself off of that 0, but we already see the players leaving. Not really thinking this game's already over.
Yeah, I don't know, that was maybe just a connection, though. We do see Gamma very quickly back in. Regardless, I feel like right now, if you're Chew on Ice, you just got to take a quick second. Let this be a very, have a very bad, good short-term memory or good, bad short-term memory, just in the fact that, hey, game number 2 is what it is, but you were in control in game number 1. Let's just try and make sure we can get out the gate kind of the way we did in game number 1, you know?
Yeah, try and get out the way quick and try and get some goals on the board, because 3 seconds left here. Like you said, this game going to end. Ball going to touch the ground, and Pickups will be your game number 2 winner. So it all comes down to a best of 1, a final game to decide who is in the winner's final. And that one, yeah, it's going to be Not actually a triple from Sauce, but split pretty evenly across the board. 2 goals for Bolty and Sauce and 1 for Pizza. But I think it's very important that Chew, like you said, gets that early goal, gets out ahead, because they showed us great things in game number 1, but that game number 2 was just a boxing match that they got knocked out, it seemed like, in that first round.
I mean, just look at the efficiency, right? You've got 6 shots, 5 goals. I mean, that's going to be kind of deflating here, but you can understand why that snowball would continue to build up too, right? So I think, again, you have to take these couple of seconds before game number 3 and just allow game number 2 to be is what it is. You've got yourself in a best of 1 series. Let's make sure these first 90 seconds we just play the best Rocket League. We need to make sure the comms are on point and nothing else matters.
Yeah, and I think importantly, you need to watch out for Sauce. I mean, you need to notice that their game plan is to bump you out of the way and get those passes and get those things. If you can know that Sauce is coming at you, you can dodge out of the way, maybe make a play off of it, read it really well, but you need to have that in the back of your mind that Sauce, even though they might not go for the goal, is going to try and bump you.
Yeah, it's a very good point, because you noted multiple times in that very decisive win that they had in game number 2 that it wasn't not just the goals that Sauce had, but the amount of times being disruptive, off ball as well. So, hopefully Chew on Ice has been able to put a game plan together at least for game 3 here. Otherwise, though, it does, as we were talking about, Sauce going to be able to disrupt that offense, and we see them now try to turn it into offense in their own right, and it's very quickly a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a big first goal here from Pizza and Company. A beautiful pass of 50-50 that does not go Enzo's way, assisted by Bolty. We are only 24 seconds into this game, and once again, Pickups have a lead. They'll win the kickoff too, so the offense has been doing a really, really good job. And I mean, we really need to see Chew on Ice get something together here, because nothing seems like it's working. Another shot really close to the net too.
Yeah, you had that go just a little high, and Bolty just unfortunately not able to rise up high enough to get a second touch on that. They would have been able to get that down low, but Anthony's Pizza was able to get a second touch, but luckily for the squad of Chew on Ice, Enzo able to come on in almost out of nowhere, out of frame for sure, and able to come in with the big save. They still need to not only come up with some more defense here in order to regain control of this ball, however, they need to turn that into some offense, because it's win or go home.
Yep.
Well, not go home, but lower bracket.
Yeah, you do have that second chance opportunity in the lower bracket, but you don't want to use it right now. Obviously, you want to get as far as you can before going towards that if need be. Again, like you said, the winner gets a secured spot in the winner's final best of 5 that will be coming up after this, but it is only a 1-goal lead. Still 3 minutes 30 left, almost a 2-goal lead, but no one to pass it to there is the side of Pickups. Now they're going to continue offense. Like you said, no real defense able to be built up from Chew on Ice here. And they are just passing all around them, making sure they can't get the ball, but finally, they'll be able to breathe for just a second.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing, and the minute they get the ball, though, you mentioned just the defense quickly suffocating and trying to go the opposite way. Had an opportunity there, just a tad bit high. Anthony Pizza, though, tries to send it off the corner. Toxic's doing a good job, though, switching the sides of the field. Gamma doesn't come up with the touch, though. Enzo tries to follow it up, but isn't going to be able to get the first one to the ball. Anthony's Pizza gets a nice, easy shot, but Toxic's going to be there for the save. Sauce tries to follow it up, though. Second touch, now going into the corner, unfortunately running into the corner of the actual net itself, but Bolty's still going to be able to be there to at least apply the pressure and keep the ball in this corner of the pitch.
Yep, at least able to have some of that pressure here as they try to get it back to midfield, and it's just going to be bouncing around for just a second, but a nice offensive series here is going to be tried to be picked up from Chew. They're going to miss that 50-50, and it's going to stall for a second. Gamma wants it all, though. Pizza is there to stop them, and it's going to bounce once again towards Pizza's favor. Have to get back to defend this one as Bolty and Company are charging down the field here, trying to get something set up, but immediately denied. Good to start to lock down this defense from Chew on Ice.
Yeah, that was a good clear by Bolty, but wasn't really able to get much control on the opposite side, unfortunately. And good news for you is you're not really under that much pressure, but you want to try and at least keep the ball over on this side. You don't need to get shots on the net right now if you are Pickups. as long as you just keep the control over here. Because as for now, Chew on Ice has been held scoreless now for quite some time. I'm sure they're going to be feeling that pressure. It's not just the 1-0 goal deficit right now. It's not just the game three situation. Yeah. They've been goalless now for like 8-9 minutes.
Yeah, they've been goalless for a while, and they definitely want to change that. Obviously, you get one goal, you're right back in it, but Pizza's gonna say you need to. Oh, what a beautiful shot there. Going aerial, taking it all on Pizza's self there. Beautiful shot at the top left corner of the goal.
That was just absolutely beautiful, doing enough to get under control, getting up above the ball enough to at least make sure that doesn't carry too high. And now you've got 70 seconds here if you're Chew on Ice. Not just to score once, but to score twice, just to force overtime here. And what felt like, was a really good game number one for Chew on Ice has very quickly turned into pickups very much being in control.
Yeah, they are in control here. 2 hands on the steering wheel. Another good shot. Oh my gosh, what a pass there from Bolty. And Pizza going to get yet another goal here. And all of a sudden, this mountain is getting larger and larger and larger for Chew on Ice.
Yeah, Anthony Pizza there walking away with the hat trick, saying they want to at least get one of them before the end of the semifinals here, and we just got to witness it. The question becomes, can you have the back-to-back shutouts here? Because that would give you some big, momentum and a big confidence booster heading into that winner's bracket final here. So right now, the question becomes, can your defense continue to hold firm? We see Sauce with the double touch. Now nobody in front of him. Toxic comes in behind, though, and is going to be able to disrupt what was looking like an open net situation.
Yeah, open net going to be denied there. Trying to put all the offense forward, trying to have a miracle here. But the demos just continue to come in. 10 seconds left here. The time is running out for Chew on Ice, and it does not look like they have it. It is going to be pickups. The ball will touch the ground, and with that, the series is over. The pickups, they fall down one game, 0-1. They come back in the next 2, and they shut out Chew on Ice for 10 straight minutes.
That was very impressive because they looked like very early. It seemed like Chew on Ice was applying so much pressure. And I think what we saw was something that we talked about in game number 1, something we see often, where that first game, you try and feel out the other team, figure out what kind of strategy you need, because once they came out in game number 2 and they figured out, they cracked that code. It was curtains from there. That was pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah, it was really impressive, and now they will move themselves on towards the winners final, where they will be playing team jiowsdfiwejiojwieojfiwjefioj. Yeah, there you go. So they're going to be playing that team in the winners final.
I heard it's an acronym. We'll have to make sure we ask them at some point.
It has to be. Yeah. We'll have to ask them at some point, but we'll have to ask them after this short break that we're going to take to get set up and ready to get in that winners final. Just a reminder again, best of 5, but it will be ready and roaring to go after this short break. We'll see you in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen.
taking us in?
Yep, I'm gonna. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After that short break, we are here and ready to go with our winners grand final here. Now, the winner of this match will secure themselves a guaranteed spot in the grand final, securing themselves a piece of the prize pool along with a game advantage. So huge stakes are on the line.
Yeah, and it should be interesting here because one of two things can happen. One, we've seen as they've now been deemed alphabet soup because we can't type all of those letters. Anyways, they haven't dropped a single game yet. Whereas we do know that the pickups last series, they got punched in the mouth in game one. Then they turned right around and won 2 straight in order to get into this situation here. So it makes me wonder if now the pickups can, almost do the punching of the mouth in game number 1 against Alphabet Soup, how we see them respond.
Yeah, they showed really good things. I mean, that game 1 was kind of a blemish on their tournament record so far, but like you're mentioning, they struck back really good. I mean, they shut out a team for 10 straight minutes, and I'd like to say, importantly, in this series, I think it's Sauce. Once again, I pointed them out in the last series because of how many bumps they had. But I think Sauce, once again, the passes, the bumps, everything for the team that Sauce has done has been immaculate. So I think it will come down to a Sauce game. Can Sauce get those bumps once again? Or, will they figure out that game plan and have an answer to it?
So you telling me they got to figure out how much can, they do mixing up the sauce? Is that the...
How many tomatoes?
Yeah, I like
Water.
that though. No, I'm gonna be intrigued though because you mentioned it with the ability to have that 1 game lead. Now, if I'm not mistaken, quick maths, maybe someone in the background in our ears could remind me. I think last week we saw the 1 game lead didn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's 4-2.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's an extra thing to have. It did help them in a way that they didn't have to play that extra game because,
Fair.
Whatever. But it is that extra boost in confidence that you're playing a team that has to go down to the losers bracket. They've had to play a very, very tough matchup where they are once again on their tournament last life there in a best of 3, which is a very small series to have. And then going into a best of 7 with a game advantage is not the best thing to have.
And it does look like we've got everyone starting to load on in. We've got everyone ready to roll. Instead of talking about it, let's be about a best of 5 here for our upper bracket final. And we are going to be still seeing pickups in the orange, Alphabet Soup in the blue. We're going to be seeing Mala here trying to get control, moving up at least towards the pickups half of the pitch. RS here now going to be trying to come out of the corner, leaves it in front of the net. That second bump goes just over the front of a hood. Luckily, as far as for the side of Alphabet Soup, nobody from the squad from pickups was over there because otherwise they had a wide open net opportunity.
Yep, pretty much wide open net here, but like you said, Sauce and the squad going to be wearing orange this time. Sauce with the red car fitting for a name like Sauce here, but pretty even so far. No goals on the board, 40 seconds off the clock, and it's going to be a take in here from Hezi as they try to take it to the corner here. Sauce getting a good touch on it. And we saw that from their other series that they could turn defense right into offense, and they're going to do it again. A waterfall drops dangerously right below the net, but no player is there to capitalize, and it'll go once again into the corner.
And now we're going to be seeing here, I thought that was going to be Hezi trying to quickly turn things around. Did drop it down enough at least for Bala to continue to maintain this control right now for Alphabet Soup. So it's going to be up for pickups here to try and turn that defense into offense, kind of like you were talking about. It is worth noting that they've done at least a little bit better of a job, I would say, in game number 1 as far as trying to get that control on the ball from what we had seen them do in the last series. But I don't know how much that's really going to be worth. We see Bolty gets control of that in the air, leaves it up in the air for Anthony Pizza, but Sauce being just a little too far behind on that trail, not going to be able to capitalize. And instead, we see Anthony Pizza, as I'm talking about it, come in with a miracle save in that lower corner.
Yep, saves back to back to back here. Sauce trying to change with a good pass, but you saw 2 bumps there on that offensive series, not from the side of Sauce this time. It was from the side of Alphabet Soup, bumping 2 of those offensive players out of the way. making sure their shot was not on target. But from both sides, they've looked very strong on this defense, and Ulti flying in there, trying to make me eat my words.
Yeah, it does feel like, though, a lot of these 50-50s right now going in the way as far as from Alphabet Soup. I mean, even though we've seen quite a bit of control from the side of pickups at different flashes of times, it just feels like right now the ball tends to be rolling for Alphabet Soup. Not sure if they're going to be able to capitalize on that, as we are still scoreless here halfway through game number 1, but we also don't know if either team has really been able to kind of devise their game plan just quite yet. They may still be in that feeling out period. They do know they have a little bit more time with this being a best of 5. Sauce leaves it off the backboard. You get one single touch, which at least knocks it out, gets a little bit of a misdirection, and we see Bala goes the opposite way. Bolty with the huge save.
A huge save, and now trying to turn it into some offense once again. But like you said, a little bit more offensive success here from Alphabet Soup, as once again, they're going to get a dangerous bounce here. And Bolty unable to touch that one. And you see it, Hezzy, just an absolutely beautiful shot here. Bolty unable to tap that one. No boost left in the tank to try and get back and block that one. And all of a sudden, we had 3 minutes of nothingness. We are up in a 1-0 lead for the side of Alphabet Soup.
And now the question becomes, what kind of response do we see from pickups? Because we know that they had a nice response after game number 1. You talked about it, a 10-minute spout of not allowing a single goal. So, I mean, are they going to be able to at least take that quick punch and turn things around? I mean, who knows? Maybe they even find the back of the net here in the next 85 seconds. Whether they force an overtime or not is really beyond that. But it does look like instead, Alphabet Soup going to continue with their game plan, continue applying that pressure. That's going to come off the backboard. Hezzy tries to dump it into the corner, but is just a tad bit wide.
A little bit too wide, a little bit too slow there. There's 1 minute left here for the side of pickups to try and find a response here. Eris once again getting a dangerous waterfall that drops down here and is once again kept in that offensive sector for only a second. Hezzy has to touch this one as it bounces off the roof and on towards the mid side of the field. But some offense here from the side of pickups. They're sending it in, but no real way to get anything done just yet. Trying to get some attacks toward the net. A demo could be huge. They are not able to capitalize it, and it goes the other way.
And we do see Bala here going to be credited for the save, but was kind of touched a little bit away from the net. Eris going to drop that off the back wall. Bella gets a contest, which at least keeps things in front of the net. Hezzy gets one touch, trying to get a second touch to at least direct it towards the net. Not going to be able to do so. Sauce tries to get control, tries to go with the dribble, keeps things under. Bolty, though, not going to be able to win their contest here. Loses the 50-50. Sauce puts it off the back wall. 5 seconds left here for the squad of pickups, and instead we are going to be seeing Alphabet Soup being able to keep this offense up here. Just needs to get this ball down on the ground, and they'll be walking away with game number 1.
Yeah, it's a low-scoring one once again. We see this kind of trend here from the side of pickups that, you know, they're losing their first game. I mean, maybe it's a strategy. Who knows? Who knows their ways? But yeah, it was a pretty even game up until that goal. And even after that, like you said, it kind of felt like it was rolling a little bit more towards Alphabet Soup's way, but it really didn't feel like they had a full grasp on that game. It felt like pickups was getting good opportunities towards the net, just, you know, couldn't find that crucial bump, couldn't find that crucial demo that got them the goal.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at like the success rate, right? 6 shots it took for Alphabet Soup to be able to find one in the back of the net, whereas pickups only got 3 shots in total. Just not able to find enough on the offensive side. I think their defensive side is fine. They just, and that again, you mentioned it though, they lost game number 1 in the semifinals, and then that offense really kicked in game number 2. Maybe they found the solution. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, and I really want to see it. I want to see them bounce back in this game because it looked like such a close series. Once again, it really just proves to me why both these teams deserve to be here. They played through the entire bracket today, securing themselves in the winners final, obviously, and they still got time. You know, that is only one game, best of 5. You got some time to give up, but definitely do not want to lose this one. You want to tie it up, at least make it a best of 3. Don't want to be put in the position of a reverse sweep.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see here as far as from the side of pickups is we saw them respond very early in game number 2 in order to cease that control. Now on the side of Alphabet Soup, you had mentioned they don't want to relieve any sort of control right now. Hezzy does come in with an early shot, but Anthony Pizza, nice job on the defensive side. Sauce trying to get a touch here, but doesn't get too much of a clear, which does allow Balla to get a distribution up at the midfield. But now there's a wide open field, and Anthony Pizza does need to make a play over Hezzy. Hezzy does a great job as far as the defense, allows everyone else to rotate back. And Alphabet Soup's defense continues to hold strong.
Yep, continue to hold strong here, and, you know, trying to hold strong as about a minute expired here into this game number 2 of the winners final. It's going to be put on the defense once again for the side of Pickups, as it really seems like they cannot get anything going so far, but Sauce trying to change that. Sauce through the middle of the field. A nice pass is actually sent a weird angle towards Pizza, but Pizza taking it this time will be denied by Eris. A beautiful save, and now they go back on the offense. Denied once again by Sauce. Sauce wants to take it on in. Balla is there though. So once again, like you said, the defense from this Alphabet Soup squad is really, really strong here tonight.
Now we're starting to see a little bit of a tug of war back and forth, kind of similar to what we had seen a little bit in our earlier game here. The question becomes, who's going to be the first to concede? Because both sides playing very strong defense, good on their rotations, doing a good job applying pressure on the ball on the offensive side as well. So the question is, who's just going to be able to outlast the other? Sauce doing a good job as far as on that contest there to be able to push things up into that Alphabet Soup side of the pitch. Unfortunately, neither Bolty or Anthony Pizza, at least right directly, able to maintain that control, slows the ball down a little bit. That allows Alphabet Soup to get back and to be able to really strategize that defense, which we know from what we've seen thus far. When it's doing its thing and when it's able to get all the motions going, it's just impenetrable, it seems.
Yeah, it really, really seems that way. Some good passing already shown here from the side of Pickups, but not able to capitalize it. And it is immediately changed there, as it looked like Sauce, they have the tug of war winning now. They got the 300-pound man on their side. And with a big tug, are going to take a big piece of that rope and a big lead here. This game number 1, we talked about how big scoring that first goal was, especially since that game was 0-1. And it's going to be a good start here in game number 2, a good response from the side of Pickups.
And we do see, though, very quickly Alphabet Soup trying to switch that pressure. They already got one shot on goal. Sauce is going to be able to get the save here. The question is, are you going to be able to continue to keep that pressure down the ball and get the clear? Anthony's Pizza gets a quick touch, which at least puts it in the corner over here onto this Alphabet Soup side. You do see, though, Hezzy doing just enough to be able to switch the pressure. Bella gets 2 touches here, followed up by Eris, which at least allows them to try and find something. Unfortunately, I was going to say, it's going to be kind of sloppy, but, we'd rather be sloppy than not finding a solution whatsoever, and that's going to be a really nice job by Balla there. No boost left in the tank for anybody from Pickups to be able to bump that thing out.
Hollow screaming, get it! Get it!
Yeah, for real, though.
Right on the edge of the net there, finally connects. And we have a game that is all tied up at 1. 2 minutes are left here in this one. And once again, a close series. Bolty trying to take it in once more, though. Sauce! Top left corner, baby!
That was just absolutely beautiful. You said looked like maybe for a second Hezzy was going to get the clear. Instead, Sauce, bang, from the top of the key, making it look so easy up into that top quadrant. There is nothing that you could do there sitting on the goal line but just sit up and appreciate that. Now here, if you're Alphabet Soup, are you going to be able to come up with a solution? Or instead, does Pickups walk away with tying things up, which, we kind of foreshadowed just a little bit. We had seen them in the semi-final round, and Sauce, bang, from half court. Man, just really having that Steph Curry type range right now.
Oh, this is one of those like halftime challenges where they bring on one of the players and they're like, you got to take a half court shot. Sauce did it. He made it. So he gets like $100 or something, I think.
A lifetime supply of milkshakes or something.
Yeah.
It is going to be intriguing. A lifetime supply of Alphabet Soup. Yes, that would be very impressive. Now, the question becomes as far as for Alphabet Soup here. Well, I was going to say, can you quickly at least close this gap and make it 1? They almost did, but came up just a tad bit short. Now, We do see that Pickups hasn't been able to clear it yet, so Eris drops things down. I thought Bala was going to be able to get a hood on it, but not going to be the case. You can still see, though, the ball is over on this half of the pitch, but as time starts to dwindle down, you've really got to be concerned being down by 2.
Yeah, you're down by 2 here. Not a good position to be in. You're going to need to score here. And with Bolty carrying that one aerial, going to be hard to. Got to send the offense forward. Got to put everything, even if it puts you in a risky position here for the side of Alphabet Soup. Time is running down here. 3 missed calls here from the side of Pickups. And what is their response going to be? Are they going to leave their number at the toe?
Oh, got left in the front there for Bala. Unfortunately, just a tad bit wide. That would have been big, would have left them 30 seconds still left in the clock. Gives you a little bit of time to work. However, we're looking at 18 seconds and counting, and it's still a 2-goal deficit. Plus, Sauce and company from Pickups here being really unrelenting on the offensive side. Anthony Pizza going to be able to jump up, win that 50-50, and even if Hezi gets there, it won't matter. That's going to be the end of the clock. As soon as this ball touches the ground, that's going to be Pickups evening things up going into game 3, tied up 1 apiece.
Yep, 1 apiece. Both teams looking good in their games respectively. And all of a sudden, no longer best of 5, best of 3 technically, as both teams have scored a point in this one. Big stakes on the line, and even bigger game right now. But for Pickups, that was a big game. And we talked about getting those passes starting to light up, getting those plays there, getting a couple, mistakes, finding them out in the defense. And they did the best job of that. Now, that wasn't the hugest win. I mean, they won by 2 goals. They still could have won by more, still showed some good things from Alphabet Soup. And it is still a 5-game series where you just tied it up. So you really can't lay off the gas, can you, Q?
Yeah, I think what's important there is you saw the big thing on the offensive side, really being able to maintain control. That's got to be that kind of that pace that you dictate. And like you mentioned, this next best of 3 here, heading into game number 3 of our upper bracket final. So team's still going to be, of course, on the same perspective colors. Now 5 minutes here to figure out who's going to be going into game number 4 with match point. Aris going to be our Aris. I think we've been saying Aris there. Aris, I thought was going to be able to leave it at least in front of the goal. Isn't going to be able to do so. Anthony's Pizza with a whiff there, and unfortunately that's going to allow Alphabet Soup to at least momentarily gain control.
Yep, they'll momentarily gain control here, but instantly going to be switched back as Pizza does get a touch on this one. Again, the passing is huge there. You can see that. Even when they aren't going for goals, getting those passing attempts has been just massive. But Hezi trying to be even more massive here. Anthony's Pizza going to make sure you're going to be watching the gray screen for just a few seconds here. Resetting the offense from the side of Alphabet Soup. That resurrection will come through. And it will now be Iris trying to get this touch, passing back to a teammate. Dangerous pass there. Will be received there by the team to pick up, send it towards the net. An opportunity, and Iris luckily drives away from the net.
We see Bolty was able to rise up, though, keeps that pressure down, keeps the ball over on this side of the pitch, at least for a half second, but Eris gets the ball off a nice pass there from Hezi, and very quickly turning defense into offense. And Alphabet Soup, you had mentioned their passing earlier. Yeah. Their passing just really clean, whether it's on the ground, whether it's in the air, it don't matter. It's very clean.
Yeah, it really seems like both teams, they're working well as a team, but Pickups, they're going to have to work better in this one. Down 1, 4 minutes left, so a lot of time to try and get that recovery. Both these, games were semi-close, so there's still a chance definitely to come back, but you're going to need to find that goal. And these teams that have scored the first goal, again, can perform better. They can play with confidence from ahead. Got to be careful that shot from Eris, as playing with confidence can score you some goals here, but Bolty, just a little bit too wide on that one. Hits the post.
Yeah, it just got a little too much of the ball there. However, Sauce going to come in and mix things up, ties it up. And with 3 minutes and 15 seconds up, we're all knotted up at 1 apiece in game number 3. That was really nice. Came off the corner. Nice read to be able to get the touch up into that upper corner. And, it's that back and forth that we had already talked about. We know that Pickups is able to respond after getting punched in the mouth. It looked like Alphabet Soup was trying to, but very quickly equalized. The question is, are they able to kind of keep their morals high?
Yeah. Can they keep it high here as, game tied? Like you said, both these teams, the ability to score goals is there. It's going to go into the corner here where Bolty is once again going to try and regain some favor. Eris will send this one vertical. A dangerous pass will be set aside by Sauce. But all going to take this one to the corner. An opportunity here denied by Pizza, but good offensive strokes from both sides here. The defense also looking pretty good as, half of this game left. Still a tie ball game. I mean, the tension has to be high here.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time to be had, which means, plenty of time for either time to make a play. Unfortunately, though, that also means time for either side to make a mistake, because we have been seeing some pretty impressive gameplay from either side, whether it be not only the passing that you had mentioned, but the rotations on defense. And right now, any one big mistake could be costly. We see Hezzy tries to drop that thing off in front of the net for Eris there, who's going to be able to punch it home. And that means Alphabet Soup going to take the lead with 2 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and there's your mistake you were talking about. 2 players on that net, but just a little bit too slow to try and get there. Both teams, they've been really good. Like you said, they've been playing such high level of Rocket League that when they make a singular mistake, we can see it there immediately taking advantage. We saw it last game from the side of Pickups, where they were just taking advantage of those 2 or 3 mistakes that were made by the side of Alphabet Soup, and it led them to win that game. But now all of a sudden, they're down 1 here. 2 minutes left. They've shown they can score a goal. Can they score a second to tie this one up?
Oh, that was a nice pass from Eris to Bala, just unfortunately not able to get enough of it to move that towards the goal. However, they are still able to get that control. Sauce trying to at least apply a little bit of pressure. Hezzy, I think, was expecting Eris to be a little bit farther out wide. You'd see try to clear that thing or pass that thing and cross it over, but unfortunately to no avail. We are going to see, though, Alphabet Soup continue to maintain control of the ball. As long as they can keep the ball over on this half of the pitch, you maintain that passive pressure onto Pickups.
That passive pressure is huge here, but a double commit is going to leave them in a little bit of danger on defense. They'll be able to send it on in. Sauce going to collect some boost on the way to hitting it past 1. Pizza going to send it aerial here. Under 1 minute left for Pickups to try and come back here, and it's going to go deep into the Alphabet Soup zone here. Eris going to take this one aerial. Unable to get the denial from the side of Pickups means that Eris is able to walk it just right in. Pizza gets a tap on it. But dangerous so far. Only 40 seconds left to try and equalize this game. Only down 1, but they need a goal and they need it soon.
Yeah, and you can see, they're doing a good job right now, at least putting the pressure down into the zone. Eris going to be able to rise up, at least leaves it in front of the net. Bolty, though, comes from out of the frame, doing just enough to not only clear it, but also moves it across to the opposite half of the pitch, which now means 12 seconds, means a big push needed from Alphabet Soup. That's going to come off the backboard here. Bala plays it into the corner here, trying to maintain that control. Instead, cleared to the opposite side of the field, and I do believe we are going to be seeing this thing touch the ground, and that does mean Alphabet Soup walks away with game number 3.
Wow, and they walk away with game number 3, but what a close game again, Q. Holy, these teams so evenly matched, but on the overall scoreboard, it is going to be advantage towards Alphabet Soup. They win either of the next 2 possible games. They're in the grand final. For the side of Pickups, we saw good things.
Yeah, you're in the grand final, and you'd mentioned heading into this series, you have yourself a game lead in that grand final. Plus, you get to sit back and relax while 2 teams try and figure out who's got their tournament run ended and who's meeting them in that grand final. So, right now, Alphabet Soup got to be feeling good.
Got to be feeling good. Up 1 game. They have to play well, though. We talked about how closely these teams really are matched. You can't slip up. Any one of those mistakes is going to cost you possibly a goal, possibly the game. The first and third games were decided by 1 goal. The second game was decided by 2 goals. So really no wiggle room for you. And we are going to get into it. Game number 4 here, ladies and gentlemen. Possibly the final stake that Alphabet Soup needs to stake themselves a claim in the grand finals.
And the question is are we going to be able to see Orange team here pick themselves up and potentially force a fifth and decisive game? That's going to be the real question. These first 90 seconds or so, I feel like are going to tell us a lot, because we know that the team who's been scoring first has been winning quite often, and we see just like that, a team effort. Eris doing a nice job with the whoop, and then Bala comes in, clears the way with the demolition, and just chef's kiss.
Yeah, I mean, is that sauce in disguise? I mean, pulling the strats out from the last series, getting the demo, getting the teamwork, like you said, and it is a huge first goal. I mean, we talk about how close these series have been, how close they have been here, and another close goal there, saved by Bolty. How good it is, how much of a confidence booster it is to play from ahead. That is what it is going to be once again from Alphabet Soup Pickups. They need to find a way to recover here, or they are going down to the losers bracket.
Yeah, we see it's at least floating around the front of the goal here. And I thought maybe for a second might have saw Pickups find a solution. Got left off the backboard here. Hezzy puts a shot on goal, but Sauce with the save. But Eris able to follow it up. And it is now a 2-goal lead while you're on match point.
I mean, it's a triple team effort there. They say, Bala, you gonna make it in? No. Okay, we'll pass it to Hezzy. Hezzy, you're not gonna make it in? Okay, fine. We'll pass it to Eris, locking it in. But like you said, a 2-goal lead here. Only a minute gone to. So great offense from the side of Alphabet Soup. They've really shown us the cracks inside this Pickups defense. And the question is, can they hold on to this lead? Pizza is getting a shot on net there. Will be denied by Hezzy. Hezzy, an opportunity. Gonna be bounced on in. Bala not get the pass connected.
Man, I thought Bala was going to be able to get just in front there and be able to get a nose on that, put that thing in the back of the net and make it 3. But instead, we do see, at least for now, Pickups trying to turn defense into offense. Eris says, nah, none of that. Second touch off in the corner. Bala trying to use a little bit of the boost to get ahead, but instead Bala ends up demolished. Does mean that Bolty is going to have to worry about 2 different people over here on this blue half of the pitch, and gets left over here.
Untouched.
Hezzy with the huge save, backed up by Bala as well. Insane on the side of Alphabet Soup.
Oh, that one's gotta hurt. Just an unfortunate series of events there. Does not connect. And we're approaching halfway left here. Still 2-goal deficit for the side of Pickups. They're going to try and get some offense going here, though. Sauce in towards the corner. Sends it towards midfield, where it looks like Bolty and Eris are racing for that one. Bolty not going to be able to touch it. Will steal away the boost, though, importantly, from the side. And Sauce has an open net. Hezzy making sure that net gets some barbed wire around it, gets it protected. Now they'll be able to, once again, turn it the other way, switch the sides of the field, but Pizza, they're trying to put everything the offense has at them, because only 2 minutes left to get these connectors, and it is Bala in the front of the goal. Not even Bala there. Hezzy just waterfalling it down, blocking off the defender from Hezzy. It's a goal.
Like, just the passing all the way around, though, literally from Hezzy to Bala, and then you got the nice little waterfall to just put it in at the end. But even Eris had the pass from the backfield as well, and just wow, a 3-goal lead here now for Alphabet Soup. And I don't want to say that it's decided, but it definitely feels like Alphabet Soup has has this control, and ain't relenting up anytime soon.
Now you just cursed them. So.
Well, I'm here for it.
Yeah, still 3 goals down, like you're saying. 2 minutes of time here, and almost another goal there from the side. Sauce is continuing this offense. They cannot find the back of the net. These shots just not connecting here. Gonna need a goal every 30 seconds, not drop down towards the lower bracket. And a reminder for anybody watching, right after this match, we will have that lower bracket matchup, best of 3, to decide who gets that second place in the grand finals. Pizza, gotta be careful there, really close to their own net, and stuck on the defense is not a good place to be when you are 3 goals down.
I was trying to figure out if that was like an intimidation process to drive it towards your own goal, or what was going on there. I wasn't exactly sure what it was. We see though Bolty comes in with a shot, does come in just a tad bit wide. 65 seconds left on the clock, still scoreless here if you're the Pickups. And right now you can see that teamwork, making the dream work. Really good job being coordinated. Oh my goodness, that was so sick. I wish that would have landed in, because that would have been such a sick highlight. but instead, regardless, still doing a good job maintaining that control, keeping the pressure over on the pickups half of the pitch.
Yeah, some skill showing there from the side of Alphabet Soup, but 3-goal lead is what they'll have with just 30 seconds left. And from the side of Pickups, it looks like they may have a date with the losers bracket. Pizza gonna try and change that, try and get something going, trying to get some sort of confidence, but it is 3 Alphabet Soup players here just grouping around this net, making sure that the Pickups can't get anything done. 15 seconds now as Sauce driving this one in, about to get off the post there. And Pizza and Sauce will combine once again. A good confidence booster to drive themselves into the lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean, give yourself at least something here. You mentioned that a little bit of confidence booster heading in because you'd mentioned the lower bracket final going to be next, and there's going to be another best of 3. You would like to have at least a little something to build on because unfortunately you're not going to be able to put in the back of the net off the draw twice in a row. 3, 2, it's going to be Alphabet Soup here advancing to the grand final in 4 games.
That was their chance. That was their chance, Q.
I mean, it still would have been a 1-goal deficit.
They would have
right?
had a kickoff. They would have scored kickoff twice, but yeah. Sad to see, but you know, it ends at a 3-1. It didn't feel like a 3-1. If I'm going to be honest, that one really felt like a 3-2. That one really felt really, really close. That final game might have felt a little bit more separated just because it was kind of a 3-0 until the garbage time goal at the end. But you know, for Alphabet Soup, you got to give them congratulations. They locked themselves a spot in the grand final. And, you know, for the side of Pickups, it's not over. They still have a second life. They'll still be going down to the losers bracket. I'd like to see them show another good series. I mean, they have a possibility for revenge, and that would be a really hype grand final if, you know, they could come in and try and get revenge because they showed so many good things throughout that series.
And especially because for them here too, right? If they happen, I mean, depending on who they're going to be in the losers finals against, you know, chew on ice. If you get to run it back there, you at least get to have that extra momentum builder in that aspect too, right?
Exactly. You get that extra momentum, but the Pickups are dropped down towards the lower bracket, but we do have to wait a little bit. Take a short break here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get that lobby on set up. So don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel. Don't think you can change the channel on Twitch, but make sure to stay tuned. We will be back in just a little bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After that short break, we are here with the losers final featuring a rematch between Chew on Ice and Pickups. It's going to be a best of three just like last time. So big storyline going into a possible seat in the grand finals here, Q.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because when we look at how the last best of three started, Chew on Ice was the first on the board. They were the first one to walk away with a dub. But eventually, they were the ones who got knocked down into the lower bracket. Now, they did beat Team Minimal 2-0 in the semifinals, so they're probably, feeling pretty good right now. They're probably nice and warm. And the question becomes for Pickups, are they going to be able to pick themselves back up here and realize, hey, this is a team that we just beat. We want redemption in that grand final.
Yeah, they want redemption. They want to try and run it back. But I mean, Chew on Ice, like you said, did a good job in the losers bracket. They won both of their games that were necessary to get them towards this point. This game's really important. I mean, you talk about it a little bit for, Pickups, the opportunity for revenge, the opportunity to go back, run it back against your opponent that you just lost in the winners final against. That you didn't look bad at all. That match was really, really close. But I mean, importantly, you win this game. I mean, you're earning yourself some hard cash.
Yeah, you've earned yourself some hard cash, and you mentioned the previous time, and right before that redemption. I think for most people who play on some sort of competitive level, to be able to very quickly turn around and get that redemption in this sort of fashion, especially by duplicating the success you had earlier in the tournament. I mean, it almost writes the story itself. So we're gonna have to see how things play out here in game number 1.
Yep, we'll have to see how it plays out here.
Oh my goodness.
Looks like it's going to be playing out the exact same way here as the series started the other time. Enzo, 6 seconds into the game. Beautiful goal, beautiful strike, and that one hurts for Pickups.
Yeah, it hurts to get, on the board that quick. Now, you do got to also realize, though, if you're a player like Bolty, you had to defend a whole big old wide open net, and you obviously had very minimal boosts or anything or much to do with it. But if you're someone like Sauce who can try and make a play with a nice shot on goal, that could have been a big momentum boost for them if they would have been able to connect. But instead, you see Enzo here, does get control, leaves it up off the backboard, but Sauce did just enough to get a nose on that to make sure that you weren't able to get the alley-oop.
Yep, not able to get that perfect passing play. And I'd like to see here if Chew on Ice, if they can really bounce back, if they can notice that those bumps were coming through, they can get it in the playbook, and Gamma getting it in this time. The ice isn't in their mouth, it is in Gamma's veins here, lighting this one up in. Enzo assisted with a beautiful aerial play, and it is 2-0, not even a minute gone off the clock.
Absolutely huge here for Chew on Ice to be able to jump out, not only take the lead early, but now you extend it here as well. And I think now if you're Chew on Ice, you just put that pedal down to the metal and continue just keeping up with the game plan here. You see Gamma's going to be able to win that contest here. I thought Toxics might have been able to as well. We saw at least was able to get enough on the ball to be able to keep things on that side of the pitch, but Sauce very quickly gets the clear. We do see Enzo trying to regain that control in the corner, but Anthony Pizza doing a good job coming on up here, though. But right now, it does look like potentially Pickups trying to find a response, but from the side of the defense on Chew on Ice, quickly moving that pressure back into the side of Pickups.
Yeah, they're feeling the pressure on the side of Pickups, and they really can't get anything going just yet. But they're gonna have to. They have some time to. 3 minutes and some change is what they will have to get it done. But importantly, they really can't allow another goal. I mean, if they allow another, it's going to be a hard mountain to climb here. Bolty's gonna take this one to the corner, passing it off to Enzo. Enzo, an opportunity, open net, but Pizza making sure that it is bounced off. Under 3 minutes now. Is Bolty going to take it now? Some offense here from Pickups is looking really good, but once again, just immediately possession just taken back there, blocked out. But Bolty trying to go for something in the corner, kind of denied.
Yeah, it just seems like, but Sauce, though, comes from behind, is able to find a wide open net, which, just absolutely beautiful. You see no one really able to contest at all. Enzo was quick to even try and contest, and now this lead has been cut in half.
Yeah, lead gets cut down to 1. Of course, I caster curse them, reverse caster curse them actually, and they get 1 in the net. That one is going to feel good here with, half of this game left. They still have a lot of time to try and recover. And only a 3-game series here. They're going to try to, once again, Bolty going aerial, Bolty off the post.
You even saw Bolty trying to kind of float in the air, just come down right on top of that thing, get another touch, wasn't able to do so. Anthony's Pizza gets it right up off the top of the post. We saw it had a little bit of the ball over the line, but obviously got to get it all the way across for it to count. And they are going to be seeing off the backboard Anthony's Pizza trying to regain that control, trying to see if they can juggle it here. Not going to be the case, at least from Gamma. Enzo tries to do a quick flip reset, not getting too much control of it at least. And Sauce doing not only the work on the offense, but on the defense with the save, and gets a nice shot very quickly here as well.
Yep, Sauce doing everything. We saw that in all of their other series, that Sauce putting that car on the line to make sure the plays can get done. But Toxic this time is going to have the play in their pocket. Pizza able to deny them that goal. Importantly, a minute and a half left here. Gamma going to continue the offense, but will be swung back the other way. The rotations have to come through. Bolty, a nice pass off the wall. Gamma able to pick this one up in the air as it goes the other way. Toxic, an opportunity. Oh, Toxic. Their ankles are broken, and so are their hearts. Oh, what a beautiful play there.
Yeah, and what really opened that up was Sauce was your backmost defender. He committed to that ball that was in the air, so once that dropped down, it was just so easy, a wide open field. You have to overcommit to that ball as the defense rotating back, which means it's so easy to make the play, and now you're up by 2 here for Chew on Ice. Now, there is still plenty of time if you're pickups. You got to make something happen here, though. Sauce tries to make a little something happen, but very quickly turns to the other side of the field.
So we'll turn it towards the other side of the field here as 1 minute remaining. See what they can get done here. Pizza going to send it aerial and Bolty. They need to get something going, like you're saying. Not a lot of time left here. It's going to be under a minute, 45 seconds. Sauce going to turn it now the other way. Bolty, a nice, beautiful pass will get near that blue goal, but nothing goes in. Importantly, they are running out of time here, Q. It is not looking good for this team that just dropped out of the winners final.
Yeah, especially here at 2-goal deficit. And I mean, just very quickly, it felt like the tides have turned. It felt like earlier Pickups was able to at least push up into that Chew on Ice zone for at least a little bit, even if it wasn't finding results. Whereas here recently, we're down over here on this orange half of the pitch quite a bit, which has to have you worried. You mentioned they just dropped out, and that's going to be an open goal, though, here for Bolty with 7 seconds left on the clock, and maybe, just maybe, opens the door open enough.
I'll have a 0-second opportunity, that is for sure. They will have this kickoff. They need to put a play together to win it. We'll see where it goes. Only a 1-score lead here, and it's going to go the other way. Gamma, they get it. They're going to hold it. Now, the time is going to tick down. This ball is on the ground. What a tap there. Chew on Ice. That defense at the end of the game was stellar. I mean, they were saying, they knew the game plan there of Pickups was to get it into the air. And if they can't touch the ball, if they can leave it on the ground, it's not in the air.
Yeah, I mean, just really impressive game plan from them. And I mean, especially when again, like early on, it looked like Pickups might have been starting to try and figure things out. But then in the back half of that game, it just Chew on Ice put the pedal down in the metal and was just really took the bull by the horns.
Yeah, they were really going. 3 goals is a beautiful thing to score. Now, my question is, will they be able to score a goal in any one of the next 2 games? Because, it's a 3-game series. There is still 1 game for Pickup. Needs to win this one or they are out of the tournament completely. But what we saw in the last series, they lost the first game in the last series. And
yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Remind me how that one turned out?
Yeah, well, I mean, then they ended up going scoreless for 10 minutes. So, even though I'd be feeling good right now, I would be making sure I take a second to remind themselves how humbled they got and how quickly they got humbled in that upper bracket, because they do want to make sure they come out on top in this case to return to the upper bracket.
Yep, they want to return to that upper bracket. And To do so, again, like you said, they gotta humble themselves, make sure that that game is not a fluke once again, and that they come back and they strike, and that'd be a good feeling. I mean, you get eliminated down to this loser's bracket by this pickup team, and you know, you will have a rematch against them. Enzo starting up early, Enzo dirty with it. Gets that boom, boom, and gets a shot on goal. Already putting in some work here in the offensive sector.
Yeah, you saw Sauce, though, coming in with the swiftness from out of the frame to be able to get that save, able to knock it just outside the post here. And, you know, it's interesting, worth noting, as we do see this ball more rotating down into this chew on ice side of the zone. But I am seeing right now, Llama, that pretty much everyone has put their points here on chew on ice. Can't say that I blame them, expecting them to see them bounce back, but again, we saw pickups really able to stack up on defense the last time these two faced, right after we saw Chew on Ace walk away with the dub.
100% of Twitch chat in the faith of Chew on Ice, but that's exactly like you're saying, that, you know, why 98% excuse me, put on Chew on Ice. So a lot of faith in them, and a lot of faith deserved, because Gamma, they are not going to be shut out in this game, and they are going to strike first blood on the pickups. It's a beautiful shot by Gamma.
That's absolutely big here, and especially because I feel like it almost gives you that sense of relief, because you know how things worked out the last time you faced, and instead here you come out here, you're the first one on the board, and knowing how the way the series has worked with thus far between these two teams, where it feels like whoever takes control maintains that control, especially as Gamma puts it upfield for Toxic, and bang, that leads now too.
I mean, it's just an overcommit. You see it from Sauce and company. They think they have that touch there, but it is Toxic who has that touch, assisted by Gamma. And all of a sudden, they are looking down a double-barrel shotgun of a 2-point deficit here. They're going to need to do something to bounce back here. I mean, we saw a good bounce back in their other series, but at this point, down 2 goals, they have time, but they're going to need to get some plays going. The offense really hasn't been there. Bolty had an opportunity, but it's gonna be sent wide there.
Man, 2 big, I think that was at least the one. I think that was 2 technically credited saves that came in across, and I mean, the defense holding firm right now for Chew on Ice, as much as we had known that it was the reverse opposite, and the Toxics again with the big save. I thought was gonna come in with the second, but Sauce comes in and cuts the lead to 1.
Sauce, the player that pickups needed to get active here, will get active. 3 players in the net, all missed that ball. The lead once again going to be cut down. Such a close series so far. Again, that first game was a 3-2. I mean, it might have been a garbage time goal there in the end, but you know, really was a close game throughout, and it's going to be a close game once again. Still only a 1-goal lead. 3 minutes left on the clock. That is a lot of time, Q.
Yeah, plenty of time, but that also means there's plenty of time here for Chew on Ice to be able to not only put 1, but put a couple more onto the board and put this thing out of, you know, reach. So, I mean, I feel like this next minute and a half, the 90 seconds, even if there's a goal scored either way, it might not necessarily tell the tale of how this game ends. But I do feel that if you're someone like Sauce, if you can make a play here, that really would be swinging your momentum. Bolty gets a touch, but Toxic once again comes in with the save.
Yeah, Toxic been key on that defense, but gonna have to be key once again here. It's gonna be a return here from Pizza, returning to sender, returning it to the other side of the field, but Enzo trying to deliver a package towards that net. Sauce gonna launch it on in here. One really fast, stopping at this house, but no mailbox to deliver it. So once again goes aerial, and gonna be back and forth here. Still a 1-goal lead, 2 minutes left, as you know, we've seen some good offense from pickups, but just once again, they can't find the net just yet other than that 1 goal.
And they've just been really silent here. I mean, it's just been Chew on Ice coming out and really seizing the moment here. And even at this point, you can see multiple touches. Enzo might be able to rise up. Sauce has other things in mind, though. A second touch at least moves things up into the corner, into the side of Chew on Ice. Now, Gamma should be able to go into the corner. Doesn't contest it, though. Anthony's Pizza gets 1 touch. Enzo going to be able to at least get 1. Does get sent across the field. Sauce doing enough to at least keep the offensive drive alive as Anthony Pizza leaves it off the backboard.
No.
But Toxic, once again, oh no, that was Enzo. I'm sorry, comes in with the big save. Hold
yeah,
on,
that was
though.
such a good opportunity, but like you said, still an opportunity here for Sauce. It's gonna roll. Oh, Bolty with the opportunity that is denied. Once again, going to be sent here, and the rotation is good from Sauce, but they're still down one. Their tournament life is on the line, under 1 minute now, and Gamma has a one-on-one in the net. It's a bump, and it's a bounce on in. The teamwork is a reversal of what we saw in the other series, and it is possibly the final goal that they need. You see the bump from Gamma, you see the communication, and you see the goal.
Gamma, just bigger, just faster, just stronger, cleans the way, clears the path. It's now a 2-goal lead, and now Pickups really needs to make some magic happen. Anthony Pizza gets a shot on the goal, but once again, a name we've talked about multiple times here, Toxic's getting their third save.
Getting that big save to try and keep up this defense here. 30 seconds left is all that will be here for Pickups. They need something big as Enzo and company are shooting once again. The offense is not stopping here. Bolty has to make that save and now send it the other way. They need 2 quick goals. The time is not looking good. We are under 10 seconds. The time is under 5 now. Bouncing around. It's going to hit double zeros here for sure. And the clock has struck midnight for this Pickups team. They have changed back. They are done out of this tournament. 2-0 swept by Chew on Ice.
You know, we had talked about the chance for Pickups to be able to run it back. And we had talked about, oh, well, all they have to do is beat this team that they beat, knocked into the lower bracket earlier. Instead, the redemption comes in the lower bracket grand finals. They're going to take their way. They're going to take themselves a quick second here before they go against Alphabet Soup. Now, I have to ask you, since Alphabet Soup hasn't seen Chew on Ice now going to be coming in off the momentum. They have now won 3 straight series, and they haven't had this little bit of a break. Do you feel like that helps them? Or do you feel like the break for Alphabet Soup to kind of evaluate benefits them plus their 1-game lead?
I mean, the break's rough. I mean, because you can't really go play a full Rocket League game or series because, like, you might miss the grand final. You don't want to do that, so you have to get in. You have to get in that free play. Have to, maybe just keep yourself warm. But that's tough. I mean, when you're, it's weird, but when you're not actually playing against real opponents, it is really tough to keep yourself warm to make sure you're ready for those defensive scenarios. And although you got to watch that game, kind of see what their game plan was, you're going to be coming to this game cold. Like you said, you have a game advantage. You're going to need to use that game advantage, especially in the first game in the series, to try and extend your lead rather than have them tied up immediately.
And definitely going to be intrigued to see how this thing figures out. It's going to take us, I'm going to say 7. I almost said 7 games, technically 6, because you've already got a 1-game advantage for the team of Alphabet Soup. We're going to take ourselves a quick break. Then we'll bring you right back with the grand finals.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here from our little break, and we are back and ready to go with the grand finals. Both these teams have secured themselves a little bit of cash, but obviously, you want some more cash here, and it is going to be a best of 7. Just a reminder, game advantage going to Alphabet Soup.
Yeah, some might say more money, more problems. I say more money, more better. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to walk away here. Now, we do, worth noting, Alphabet Soup does have that 1-goal lead, but man, what we saw from Chew on Ice in that lower bracket final really looked good. I'm going to be intrigued to see how this first game plays out. Now, it is a 7-game series, so you do have some additional time to evaluate your team, but if you are a team like Alphabet Soup, you were just relaxing, probably spending some time evaluating. I feel like that gives you the advantage. Nice save, though, from Enzo.
We'll see what they can do. Obviously, like you said, you have some more time to figure out your own playbook while trying to dissect the opponent's playbook, but have to protect your defense more than anything, as the playbook is going to be reached into. Save there by Enzo. So some early defense here from Chew on Ice, and like we said, we saw them have a really good series in that lower bracket final, but can they produce against this team? And Aris is going to be the first one to produce, and it is a goal assisted by Hezi. Not even a minute in again, Q.
Yeah, just doing such a great job. You can see waiting for the right second to just kind of make sure you tap that thing right on down into the goal, get the right angle. And you had mentioned not even a minute in to game number 1, and you see Alphabet Soup not only taking the time to make sure that they don't take advantage of that game lead. They're coming out here, they're trying to win game number 2.
Yeah. They are looking to extend their lead, trying to get to 2 like you were saying here. And Hezi has an opportunity. Toxic been that key piece of the puzzle to that whole defense picture here, but now they turn it the other way. An opportunity going to be set aside by Eris, taken into the midfield here, where Toxic once again on that defense, going to be sent towards the boom realm and going to have to wait a second to get that on back. A missed touch there, and it's going to be set forward by Eris here. Toxic once again, a beautiful save, another touch. Toxic doing everything here.
Yeah, Toxic just being absolutely stone cold here for Chew on Ice. The only thing, though, is right now you do not only need to hold firm on defense, you've got to find some offense and get some rhythm going here. Not only just find a goal, but I feel like you want to make sure that you can show yourself that you can keep the pressure on this half of the pitch, because a tie does you nothing. Obviously, you want to make sure that you can just go for the win.
If you want that win, don't want to go to overtime. Crazy things can happen there, but approaching this halfway point, it really has been it's been somewhat even, but Alphabet Soup, they've had the better opportunities. Put Toxic on the defense. This time they are going to have to go on the defense. It's going to be a save by Hezi. A shot there will be from Toxic. So an opportunity is Enzo taking to 50-50 on the wall. Will be retrieved there by Gamma. So more offense here, as it looks like Chew on Ice, they try to get something going. Babala is going to get a nice waterfall into the corner. Once again, kind of just a little bit lackluster on the opportunity there, and it's going to be Enzo to kind of swing it the other way.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the scoring opportunities we've seen from either sides have been more about the passing that opens up a nice shot lane versus nice dribbling and maneuvering, which we kind of see either side trying to do, at least at the current moment. So I'm going to be intrigued to see which team kind of gets back to those roots of moving the ball around. Nice demo here coming in from Hezi onto Toxics. It does means that they got the man advantage. Toxic having a rough go right now.
Yeah, having a little bit of a rough time. That demo not going to be a good feeling, but still only a 1-goal lead here. So an opportunity to extend it there for Alphabet Soup, but still some time here for the side of Chew on Ice to try and recover, try and bounce back, and at least guarantee themselves an overtime. Eris wants to change that. A nice touch on in Toxic. Once again, going to have to get that save that bounces on back out. Again, major ramifications for this game. Like you mentioned, the possibility to go up 2-0 is looming large, and Hezi able to not take that shot, just barely on the edge of the goal line.
Chew on Ice has 9 saves thus far. Unfortunately, they've only got 3 shots on goal. None of them have been able to find a connection, but man, their defense really looking good. It's just the offense that has been, I think we can be fair in saying lackluster with only 3 shots on goal thus far. Looking to try and see if maybe they can turn this defense into offense going the other way. Toxics has control. Nice little ball control at least, but unfortunately, Bala going to be there to be disruptive.
Yeah, trying to be disruptive, trying to get it going, but 30 seconds is what will be remaining here in this game number 1. Game number 2, technically, obviously that game advantage coming in here, and still a 1-goal lead. Time going to be ticking down for this Chew on Ice team to try and get something done. Eris will try and get a touch on that one. Gamma going to send it forward. This has to be the offensive series, and Enzo looks to deny it. Bala, an opportunity. Gamma trying to get it there. It's going to be Hezi to send it on the other way. Time is running out. There are zeros on the clock. If this touches the ground, we are all done. Bala sending it in, and they won't even need it to touch the ground because they will put it in the goal and most likely lock out this first game.
Man, that was huge here. You're talking about being able to find the back of the net as the clock expires. Alphabet Soup 2-0 here. You be able to take 1 game advantage. Now you've got yourself a 2-game advantage. The question is, can Chew on Ice, take a little quick punch in the mouth, turn things around, and start responding with some haymakers?
Yeah, they need to respond in some way, like you were saying. I think the biggest thing is, you mentioned the defense was so solid. Toxic seemed to be there every time they were trying to set something up, but the offensive opportunities weren't there. They were lackluster at best when they went down into that offense, and it was partially that defense from the side of Alphabet Soup because it was really clean, and they were good at keeping that possession, shutting out Chew on Ice, and with that game, they're going to go up 2-0. Although there are some games still to play for, you lose this next one, Chew on Ice, and suddenly you're down into a reverse sweep position.
Yeah, I think one thing that's very telling about the pace of the game and kind of the story of what we just saw there, Toxics had more saves than the entirety of the roster from Alphabet Soup. That's how much pressure that we are able to see from Alphabet Soup. They were just able to be relentless in the zone. They just seemed to be playing faster. They were winning their 50-50s, which allowed them to put more shots on goal, which allowed them to run up the score a little bit.
That allowed them to get to that 2-0 mark. Now, the question, obviously, heading into technically game 3 here, what is that response going to be from Chew on Ice? They're not going to go down without a fight, that is for sure. We got to see some better offense, and we are getting into it. Technically game number 3 here with that game advantage already playing a factor. And we will see if they can continue. Again, that early goal was scored by the side of Alphabet Soup. They were the first ones to strike. So I think really, if you are on the side of Chew on Ice, you really need an early goal here to get your confidence in the sky.
We do see here, though, very quickly able to get control. This ball pushes it up and bang from distance here. Going to be seeing Hezi scoring first here for Alphabet Soup.
A beautiful shot there that none of the defense was able to get a touch on him. Weaves it right between 3 defenders. And a beautiful score nonetheless. It's going to be a 1-0 lead once again for Alphabet Soup and Q. That's exactly what we were saying that Chew on Ice did not want to happen.
Yeah, I feel like now here, I don't want to say you need a quick response, but the quicker the response, the better. Because if you see from the side of Alphabet Soup, if they can keep this pressure into the defensive zone of Chew on Ice, that's just going to start to build onto the nerves, and eventually you're going to find another goal, and another goal means it's a 1-goal lead turned into a 2-goal lead. It's a 2-game lead at the risk of becoming a 3-game lead.
Yeah, you call that a bicycle kick there in regular soccer, sending it over. And the beautiful pass there is nice. And it kind of seems like Chew on Ice, they're falling apart a little bit on the defense. 2 early goals after Toxic had shut it down all of last game is not a good position to be in. And once again, Eris, holy, that's a minute in. That's a minute in. Enzo has lost connection. It is not looking good here.
Man, able to just come out, and this would be a big response on the side of Alphabet Soup. I think they're trying to figure out what right now, if he's gone, they keep playing, right?
I think so. The game has started. The game is going, and we're going to hope for the best, hope that they can get that player reconnected. And right now it's going to be defense here from the side of Toxic and company. And I have to play as the best two we have ever seen. They're still down 3 goals here. Again, only a minute and a half into this one. Importantly, they aren't out of it if they lose this one, but it is a tough mountain to climb.
Yeah, I mean, a 3-goal deficit and needing to try and find a way to break into a defense that's already been holding pretty firm. And now you got to do it a man down as well. That's very, very unfortunate here. We see it gets left out in front of the net here. Gamma doing a good job, though, on the defensive side, at least for now, for Chew on Ice. Tries to get at least the clear, but Bala says they're going to be the shot caller, sends things very quickly back into the side of the field.
Trying to send it back here. It's going to be another goal here from the Eris. And that one hurts. I mean, like you said, playing as two, trying to play the best they can, but it is a pass right towards Eris, ready to intercept that one. Another goal on the board is going to mean a 4 mountain of a goal scoring lead for the side of Alphabet Soup.
And I see what we've got going on in chat here. I think unfortunately the third is done for the night, and I think they're saying GG's in chat, so that's going to be Alphabet Soup walking away. Unfortunately, kind of a sour taste. I'm sure you could probably feel with the win there, but I think at the same time, if you're Alphabet Soup, you still got to feel good with the way that you were able to just come out of the gate swinging,
Yeah, it's unfortunate, things happen. It's the worst to see, disconnects, especially in this grand final type scenario, but it does happen, things happen that way, and Chew on Ice, they can't be mad. I mean, it is an unfortunate thing, but you still got yourself into this grand final. You have to be proud about where you put yourself, and I mean, you're still walking away with some money, so you're not walking away empty-handed. On the side of Alphabet Soup, definitely deserving of this win, obviously earning that game advantage, winning that first game pretty handedly, and then, this disconnect just going in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just saw, came out in game number 2 and was able to maintain that same pressure. Even before the disconnect, it looked like it was going to be a lot of the same story, Yeah,
and a hat trick, got to give it off to Eris. Then that went out, obviously hat trick with 2 players on the opposing side. Maybe not the best there, but, it is going to be a win there. Beautiful from the side of Alphabet Soup. They went all the way through, got themselves towards the grand final, and they will be hoisting the trophy and, the majority of the prize pool.
And, it's interesting. They got all the way here with only dropping a single game.
Yeah.
Like, that's very impressive to see as far as like a run like that come together. And, I had kind of hinted earlier, sometimes we do see, in these sort of scenarios where the 1-game lead doesn't necessarily buy you much in the grand final, whereas here they just came in and it was huge. Just wow.
Yeah, it was huge. Big thanks to them. But I mean, that's it. That's sadly the end of our tournament. And, it was such a good tournament all throughout the night. Got to appreciate all these teams for, stepping out, sending themselves out on a Monday night to play some Rocket League for our entertainment. You got to thank all the players on those teams for showing up. But I mean, we got to thank more than that. We got to thank Trolley, our sponsor for tonight's tournament, sponsoring that prize pool, giving us the ability, obviously, to make these tournaments happen.
Yeah, you love to see when they, can come together and they even again, no matter what the prize pool is, you don't have to sign up for it. And I think these guys also qualify themselves for the invitation at the end of the month, right? Isn't that how that works?
So.
Oh, that was how we were doing it before. I think I may have been mistaken on that. Anyways, though, the games, it was good games. Unfortunately, as you'd mentioned, a little unfortunate with how they ended, but let's not allow that to spoil as far as the great games that we had for the 2.5-ish hours before that. So a lot of fun here tonight. Every time we get to get on the desk, Llama, it's an absolute blast. But we have the easy job. Always make sure we want to give a big shout out to the team working in the back tonight, Nick. doing the hard work, unsung hero, giving us all the views, the production team in the back, all of our, teamwork, and obviously the mods teams and stuff that work watching the bracket through everything as well. Make sure when y'all check them around or see them around the community, y'all say thanks. All right.
Yeah, I gotta give them a huge thanks, all those people. Also, Twitch chat, like you mentioned, it. Gotta give them a huge thanks for showing out tonight, giving some predictions to us, giving us some storylines to work with. But I think that is pretty much going to do it for tonight. Sadly, I believe tomorrow is going to be Multiverses. Wednesday will be Rocket League. And Thursday will be Valorant. So if you want to watch any of those here on Frost, make sure to click that follow button. Smash it. Actually, smash that follow button to make sure you're notified when Frost goes live so you can get ready for all of those events. But I think that's all I have. Q, you got anything else to say?
Nah, man, just until we catch y'all back over here for the next event, don't forget, man, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all, that's Llama. I'm Q from the rest of Frost Esports. Y'all have a great night.